Hello, Happy New Year! Welcome to the Season 2 and Episode 1 of Ask Giri the Physio Show. I'm sure everybody is looking forward for this year for so many reasons, and the much asked question for me is usually how should I set my fitness goals, how I plan my fitness workouts, how do I do these things. So I thought, okay, first episode of the year, let's do how to plan your fitness goals and what are the things you need to take into criteria. So that's what we're going to look at it. So 2021 fitness goals, how to plan for it. So first thing is, first you have to sit down with a pen and paper and think how are you going to fit into your lifestyle, because everybody's lifestyle is different. You can be working 8 to 4 or 9 to 5 and you might have to drop kids in the morning to school, then go to work. And some of you guys might be working from home nowadays with a strict schedule on home. And then plus the kids are doing homeschooling as well. See how you're going to fit into your lifestyle. And if you're a homemaker, if you're a housewife, so you have the taking care of the house itself a full-time job. On top of that, how are you going to take care of the workout? How are you going to schedule that you time in your schedule? And in that you time, you need to fit into your fitness schedule. So that's something you need to figure out. So how often do you want to work out? Again, make sure your lifestyle allows that for that and make it work, right? So I would recommend anywhere from like 4 to 5 times a week at least we should be able to work out, right? Try to schedule that. Rest is very important as workout, because unless you're really working for a bodybuilding competition or something like that, you don't have to work out every single day. If you can do it, that's great. You can mix it up. I'm going to tell you how to plan and everything. But for the persons who are starting new, somebody who's thinking about, okay, I haven't worked out so far, I'm going to start now, how should I plan? Don't plan for 7 days a week right away, right? Just try to plan for 4 to 5 days a week with the rest included, then see how it goes there, right? And how often or how long you have to do that each workout. Again, it depends on, the duration doesn't matter. It depends on how intense the exercises are, right? You can have a 20-minute intense workout, that's good for you. That can work on your metabolism for 36 to 48 hours after that workout. So you can also do 60 minutes of workout. We call it lazy workout, which is really not increasing your heart rate. You're just doing things which is very comfortable for you. It doesn't matter. So don't worry too much about the duration. Ideally, we would say anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes or 40 minutes to an hour. Depends on how you can fit into your lifestyle. That's all. It should be sustainable over a long period of time. Don't commit to something which you cannot sustain for a long period of time, right? So right now you say, oh, I'm very motivated, I'm going to do an hour and a half exercises now. You might start like that and then you may not be able to fit into your lifestyle as you go along. So just think about the key is sustainability of your workout program. Excuse me. So when is a good time to do your exercises? Again, there is no specific time. I know some of my friends and patients, they do first thing in the morning. Some people cannot do in the morning at all because they have to get up, get ready, drop kids or take care of some breakfast preparations and then get to work as soon as possible, 8 or 9. So morning, it's not working out for everybody. So some people work out in the lunch break because our clinic is in downtown. A lot of people work in the downtown. They have lunch in 10 minutes and they work out after lunch. So that works for somebody too. And some people evenings after work, they go to gym and they go to home. Or even that doesn't work out. After work, go home, relax, spend some time with the family and kids, and then fit in your workout either from home. Most of the gyms are closed right now. So my topic is mainly designed for kind of a home workout base. So we'll discuss more about it in the evening time, 6 to 7 or 7 to 8, something like that. Whatever fits into your lifestyle. So there is no specific time frame is good for you in a day than other time frames. So we addressed how often, how long, and when. So always train with the structure, how to develop the structure, we're going to discuss that later, and also consistency. You have to train consistent. They say you need 60 days to develop a habit. So if you're starting something this week, make sure you stick till March, then that will stick to you as a habit. It's all about the mindset, isn't it? Okay. So next we're going to talk about how you start, where you start, right? Everybody's body type is different. So I put in this slide to if you didn't know it already, what are the 3 main types of body types, right? So we have ectomorphs, it's really thin. Most of the ectomorphs, usually they wanted to gain weight. So they have to do exercises to build their muscles. And they might have to take more calories to eat to build their muscles, right? Are you fitting into that category? Then your exercises has to follow that. And the next is mesomorph. So the lean body mass, most athletic looking, and the metabolism is very efficient for them. They want to just maintain the lean muscle mass and maintain the tone and keep it going, maintain the calories and everything and keep it going. And some of us will fit into that category. Endomorphs. So endomorphs are little bit, you look little bit overweight, and the shape is a little bit different. Your goal most of the time is weight loss. You want to tone up your body. You might be a little weaker, getting tired fast, and your metabolism might be a little bit slower. So what type of food you eat, what kind of workout you do, it all depends on your body type. These body types, the genetics plays some role to that too, right? And you can't totally reverse the genetics. You can definitely modify it by changing your lifestyle habits, your diet and nutrition and sleep and your workouts, but you cannot change the genetics. So if you're genetically a bit of an endomorph, you might stay endomorph, but you can really tone up and look much better, because workout is not all about having 6 packs or 8 packs all the time, right? So we're going to talk about that. Fitness is not just how you look, right? It's how you feel. So I hope you understand that. So first you have to identify what is your body type. That's important. Next, you're going to self-screen where you're at, what's your baseline, where you're at, right? You're going to look yourself at the mirror and say, okay, how I'm looking in the mirror, right? Do I have to lose weight? Do I look good here, not look good there? Stand front profile and side profile in the mirror. Have a body scan. You will know where you look good, where you don't look good, what is problem. And then functionally, how you are. Are you happy with your strength? Are you happy with your endurance? Are you happy with your flexibility, mobility? Are you happy with your stability and balance? Ask all these questions and write it down. What are the missing links you think have to be worked on? And if you're not good to do a self screen, go consult a physiotherapist in your community to do a professional screen. They can do a fantastic fitness screen for you to see where you're at in all these following topics I told you, right? In your posture, in your mobility, flexibility, strength, endurance, and everything you want. There is a lot of things we can way to check everything, right? And then we can help you develop a fitness program for you. And also you can go approach your kinesiologists or personal trainers as well. And a lot of places like our place, we work as a team. Physiotherapist, a personal trainer, kinesiologist, we work as a team. So you kind of get everything in one place to get it done. And then formulate a plan with the professional help. That's a good way to start as well. So first identify which body type you are, what are your missing links, what are the things you need to work on, either do a self screen or a professional screen, then plan it out. So next thing we're going to talk about, how would you like to design your training days, right? So for example, let's say Monday to Saturday or Monday to Friday you want to work out. Usually you want to keep 1 or 2 days rest days in between. If you're really aggressive and really motivated, you can do maybe 6 days maximum, I would say. You need 1 day complete rest with no exercises. We need to have our life as well, right? Workout is just not everything. So that's just my perspective anyway. So how you want to design your training days? The days were gone when we kind of did, okay, today I'm going to work my biceps. So I'm going to do 15 exercises just for my biceps. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to do about 15 exercises just for my triceps. So that trend is changing now. We know more now. Our evidence is saying, the functional fitness is more important. Like, compound exercise is more important than isolation exercises. And I understand a lot of personal trainers are going into that mode as well. Unless you're going for bodybuilding, you just want to work your mirror muscles, that's a different story. It depends what you want to achieve, but we don't really recommend just working like that. So if you want to recommend, work on your upper body one day, not muscle based, upper body, you work on everything, like not just biceps, triceps. You work on your chest, your upper back, your front of the chest, your neck muscles, your shoulder muscles, your arm muscles, right? All those things go into the upper body workout, right? Strength and stability. Don't forget, stability is also important. Your stability training is a little bit different than your strength training. Okay, strength, power is different. Strength is different, power is different, and stability training is different, because stability is motor control, and you train differently for motor control, right? So motor control is the ability of your brain to activate certain muscle groups for a given time, at a given time, for a given task. So that's motor control. So you have to train differently. For example, doing push-up, you can train your strength. Doing push-up in a different tempo, which we discussed in our last episode, how to change your volume, tempo, and the reps to kind of maximize or to improve strength and power. If you missed that episode, go to physioshow.ca and watch the last episode we did about the winter workout tips, right? We kind of explained that thing there. So you can do a push-up for strength. You can do a push-up for power by increasing the tempo in the last phase. And also, when you do a push-up on a kind of unstable surface, it can be a balance board, it can be a basu, reverse side basu. When you do that, it becoming a little bit of a stability component coming into that, right? So that's motor control coming into that. So the same exercise, the way you do it, you can have your strength component, power component, and stability component. That's what I'm trying to say that. So upper body workout, you can do one day, and then next day you can do lower body workout, which is your hips, knees, and ankles, all the big muscle groups, not like muscle by muscle, but more functionally. We'll discuss that more as we go along. And then one day you should keep it for the whole body training, right? Including all the big muscles all the way in the body, from the neck, shoulders, upper body, everything together. A lot of compound exercises, strength and stability, HIIT training, interval training, circuit training. They all come with kind of the whole body approach. You can do that. And if you want to do whole body every day too, that's a different story. You can do that too. There's nothing wrong. You have to love it, what you're doing. You have to address the real concerns you have in your own body, and don't follow somebody else's program. Your body is different, your genetics is different, your lifestyle is different, your needs are different. So just self-structure that, design the workout for yourself, right? And take some help if you need to with your physiotherapist or a personal trainer. Then cardio, definitely you need a little bit of a cardio. Again, cardio, we're going to talk about, it's not just treadmill and bike and elliptical. You can do cardio with the kettlebell too. We're going to talk about that. Some people love treadmill running, some people hate it. So you don't have to go on the treadmill all the time to do cardio. So you can do cardio differently as well. And your core and abs work, okay? We're not talking about 6-packs or 8-pack workout. Just have a toned abdomen and that very strong core, and the core which activates in a timely manner. It's also motor control. So stability and strength both, because we talk about core strength, core stability again. Everywhere is strength and stability is coming along. Then do not forget your mobility and flexibility. That would be my first thing to address, right? So first I will check self-screen myself. I need to have proper mobility and flexibility to load my system. If I'm stuck in my mobility, if I can't lift my shoulder up above here, I'm stiff and sore, I'm having pain here, I would never do an overhead press. Why would I? I would just damage myself. We addressed this actually in my very first episode of Ask Giri the Physio Show. Move well first, load later. If you haven't seen it, watch that first. I emphasized why you have to move well first before you load that movement. So mobility and flexibility is your first criteria to load that area. If you're stuck here, if you're painful and sore, go see a physiotherapist. Get that shoulder work mobilized properly before you load that shoulder. Otherwise, you're going downhill. You're going to hurt yourself. I'm sure about that. And most forgotten thing is breathing, right? So breathing is the key. It's the whole essential of life. And most of the time it's a missing link. When you strength train, I see a lot of people, plyometrics and stuff like, they hold the breath quite a bit. That is not good at all. And that is a good movement prep. Sometimes to warm up, you can just do breathing, mobility and flexibility drills as warm up. A quick 10-minute breathing, mobility, flexibility trip as warm up before each workout is also a good idea. Then you do your upper body one day, then next day cardio and core, next day lower body, next day cardio and core, last day whole body. So that's kind of workout I personally follow a little bit. That's my structure if you ask me. So I do Monday, say upper body. Then Tuesday I do cardio and core. And then Wednesday I do lower body. Then Thursday I do cardio and core. And then Friday I do the whole body. If you want to do Saturday, you can add one more sessions more, maybe a core and a cardio one more session, or a whole body one more session. You can add one more thing. And definitely taking 1 or 2 days rest in a week is absolutely fine. So that kind of gives an idea how to design your training days. And I would rather do this way. I'll show you some more examples than doing, okay, today is my chest and biceps. Tomorrow is my back and triceps. I'm not a big fan of that, because we know how the brain works. Brain activate movement patterns. do not activate muscles alone. Brain doesn't say biceps you contract for this movement or activity. It doesn't say triceps you contract for this one activity. It activates movement patterns, right? So it's different. It activates a bunch of stabilizers here and mobilizers here for you to reach out there. It doesn't just say one muscle to contract. So I want you to understand that concept is very important. Hope you're clear so far here. And if you have any questions about anything, shoot me an email at giri@physioshow.ca and to help with your workout plan. If you need, you're stuck somewhere, or if you didn't understand anything, just give me a call or send me an email, and we can definitely help you with that. And again, you can start at any time. There is no perfect time to start, but start now. Don't wait any longer. I have told the reason in one of my previous episodes as well, especially people above 40, right? If you haven't done any exercises so far, you must start now, because we have a condition called, or normal physiology called sarcopenia, right? So your muscle cells do die. You lose 3% of your muscle mass every year when you do not do any resistant exercises. Do you want to lose 3% of your muscle mass every year? Ask yourself that question. So 10 years of no resistance exercise, you're going to lose 30% of your muscle mass replaced with fat cells. Then you wonder why I'm feeling so weak and tired all the time. So which is not good, not good for your hormones as well. So think about it. If you haven't done anything, please start something small, something what works out for you. So I will put two kind of examples here. You can see the copyright goes to that Fit Affinity there, and that's a copyright. I took it from their site just to show you an example of on your black and white picture is kind of how to kind of design a whole body workout at home. There's a sample, and this side, the pink and black one, has the kind of how to design the whole body workout for the gym side. Okay, so if you see that, so Monday you're doing a whole bunch of body weight stuff with 2 to 4 sets each, starting like 15 push-ups. Then you're going to do some squat jumps, about 30 seconds. It's a timed one, it's not a reps one. You can mix it up, right? So that exercise should not be boring, right? If you do the same things a day over, you're going to get bored. So you want to keep it a little bit kind of enchanting for yourself. So you can do some reps, some timed, or all reps today, then all timed tomorrow. We can mix it up on that one. So here's kind of a mixture of a timed and the reps. So you do 15 push-ups, about 2 to 4 sets. Then you do about 30 seconds squat jumps. So continue, whatever you can do. The form is important. Don't worry about how many you can do in 30 seconds. What kind of form you're maintaining in your squat jump. So if you're going like this, right, good form like that, right, 30 seconds, keep your heart rate going, and don't do poor form just because you want to do more repetitions there. And then, your 30 seconds, you do the lunge split jumps, and then you go to your upper body, do 10 chair dips, and then go for 30 seconds Russian twist on the floor, whether the medicine ball or dumbbell or kettlebell, whatever it is, and then go for 30 seconds plank. So how nicely it is, right? It will be you're working different groups of muscles. It's some are timed, some are reps. It's interesting. You're going to do one circuit you can do, then go back and the next circuit. So 2 to 4 sets of each, whatever you want to do. You want to start with one set, I'm perfectly okay with that. So you can start with one set also. So this is just an idea, to give an idea how to kind of put things together, right? And if you go with the physiotherapists and personal trainers, they can design it for you. But sometimes not everybody can kind of approach or can access the physio and the personal trainer. So how can you plan it by yourself? All you need is a good small notebook and a pen. So, and some knowledge about exercises so that you do it right. So, and then you can go from there. Then you see the Tuesday, 30 to 45 minutes of cardio. As I said, it can be a mixture of treadmill, bike, elliptical. And if you don't want any of those, if you don't have any of those, or if you can't afford any of those, no problem at all. A piece of dumbbell or a piece of kettlebell, just your body weight, you can do enough cardio. We'll talk about that as well, right? And then Wednesday again, 2 to 4 sets of different things. We mix it up with the push-ups and calf raises. Again, we got some split jumps, and then chair dips and sit-ups we added there to mix it up, and then Russian twist. And then again cardio on Thursday. And then Friday, you do again timed jumping jacks for about 30 seconds. Then we got push-ups again. Push-ups is a fantastic exercise for the upper body. It works a lot of muscle groups. I love push-ups. And there's so many variants of push-ups too, right? So that's what makes it interesting, right? You can do narrow base, wide base, focusing more on the triceps and where your hand positioning is, how far you're going down, changing the tempo of it, right? Everything you can do, play with it. And reverse lunges, you can do, and then sit-ups, and then bicycle crunches too. So again, on Saturday, you do again cardio, it can be anything, and then Sunday rest. This is like, you got your 6 days workout program here, sample one for home, using just your body weight. And on the other side, the pink and gray black one, which is kind of explaining a 12-week workout program in the gym. Right now, most of the gyms are closed, so it's not applicable in Alberta at this point of time. But just give you an idea of what it is, right? So you can see different things here using different machines. What are the things you can do, okay? And if you can save this, you can freeze this and make a notes of this as well. And you can always replay, and you can take a notes also as well. And if you're watching this live and you want to go back to it again, you can go to physioshow.ca. That's a website. We put all our episodes there. Season 1, we have 12 episodes. It's already there. So you can go play at your own time and pause and take notes. Whatever you want to use, you can use it there. And it's all free. Okay. The whole point of this show is to educate and empower people. And this is the best thing I can give for you. Even this one, it will be in the website next week. So you can go check it out if you want to do it. Right? And if you want to pause and take notes, sometimes the slides might go a little bit faster based on my presentation, so you can always go back to. So don't think you're going to miss out on things. So if you want to take notes or something like that. Okay. Again, I want to give the copyright credit to the Fit Affinity for that slide. So the next one is, again, I got 2 more sample workout plans here. The top one you see with the blue and orange kind of a thing, it's kind of giving you a sample workout plan progression in the gym setup. Okay, so how to kind of progress your reps a little bit every week. You don't want to progress every day. That will be a little too much for the body to adapt. You want to progress a little bit every week. It can be a tempo modification, it can be a rep modification, it can be a weight modification, whatever you want, or time modification, duration modification, hold modification, body position modification, center of gravity modification, base of support modification. So you can modify so many factors to progress, not just one. So each factor can give you a little bit more edge to it and also make it more interesting, more challenging. Last thing you want to do is making your exercises easier. It doesn't work for you, right? You have to have a little bit of a discomfort. You should challenge you when you do your exercises. That's what I always tell my patients in the gym here. So, and also I also gave you the black and white one, timed sets. How to prepare a timed workout program. No reps, nothing like that. You can see an example there. So I have about 9 activities there. Each activity you are doing for about 30 to 60 seconds, and then how much rest interval you're doing between those activities. For example, you're doing push-ups for 30 seconds, you're taking 30 seconds rest, and then you're going right away wind and push-ups. Then 30 seconds you're doing it, 30 seconds rest, then you go for different types of push-ups. So just make it interesting. And so these are the things you can do for the timed sets as well. So it doesn't have to reps all the time. Some people always ask me, how many reps should I do? There's no fixed thing. 3 sets of 10 is not always the right answer. So you can do 2 sets of 8 or 1 set of 12, whatever you want. Like, you see how your body feels. Listen to your body. It will determine how many sets you will do. Again, it does not have to be sets and reps. I told you, timed sets also very good. Just go with the time. Put your phone in the front or your watch in the front, 30 seconds. Do how many push-ups you can do. Again, when you do time sets, the only thing you have to watch is your form. Don't worry about how many reps. If you do a good form, even if you do 5 push-ups instead of 10, that's okay. So next thing we're going to talk about some other sample body weight exercise programs, different ideas to give you different ideas. The credit for this goes to darby.com for these pictures here, and the copyright for Darby. So you can see 3 different kind of charts here to give you an idea what kind of body weight exercise you can do. See, body is one equipment you're not going to be without anytime, anywhere. So as long as you have your body, you have no excuse that, I don't have anything to exercise. Just use your body and the floor or the wall. That's all you need. And you can see here 3 different types. One is kind of a whole body workout in the beginning, and then concentrating just on the upper body there. Then if you have very short time, right, how to do an express workout. Okay, so maybe you're getting ready to go somewhere, you haven't worked out, you feel that guilty feeling, oh, I haven't worked out today, I have only like 20 minutes or half an hour to do quickly how to do an express workout that you see in the last one there. You know, you quickly do 20 lunges and then leg raises, then you do some squats, then you're doing some circuit training there, and you got it, you got your workout there. And so again, if you want to go back to this, and then you can also go to darby.com, and also, or you can come back and pause this and watch and make a note of all these things you can to incorporate. Again, your baseline is very important. What is your ability level is very important. Your self screen or your professional movement screen is very important before you do any of the things. So I don't want you to do something and get hurt, right? You have to take professional help if you don't know what you're doing. Last thing we want is hurt yourself. So that's kind of a unofficial disclaimer for this slide. So please consult your professional before you take any of these exercises. No pain should be there. If you're painful, if you're not moving very well, don't start these exercises. Address the pain and the mobility concern first before you do the exercises. Okay, that's very important. So these are some of the examples for bodyweight exercises. Next, we're going to talk about, like, when you set up your home gym, what do you need? People always ask me, what should I buy? What should I buy? Which equipment I should buy? A treadmill, bike, elliptical, or the Bowflex? My main suggestion is for the people is, your body is the first equipment. Get something very small, a nice mat, a pair of dumbbells, pair of kettlebells, maybe a medicine ball and a physio ball, and a couple of bands and tubings. More than enough. You can set up your home gym below $200. All you need is a lot of creative ideas and knowledge to use them. That's all. You do not need anything more than that. Sometimes people say, oh, I live in a single bedroom apartment, I don't have space for a treadmill, how do I do my cardio in winter time in Alberta? No, you don't need a treadmill for cardio. We're going to talk about how to do cardio with the kettlebell itself, right? So we will talk about it. So that's what, it's very simple way to set up your home gym. Less than $200. Pair of kettlebells, pair of dumbbells, mat, medicine ball, physio ball, couple of tubings and bands, done, right? And if you want, you can get a foam also from Stability Training, or a balance board or a boss or something like that. So if you want to increase your budget to $300, you can include a couple more stability products as well in that, right? And if you want to know, hey, this is where I am, this is my goal, what are the appropriate equipments for me, for my workouts I want to plan? If you have a question, email me, giri at physioshow.ca, or call me. I can help you out with that. Okay, so we're going to move on. Next thing I'm going to show you is, what are some of the sample kettlebell exercises? Again, when it comes to what kind of kettlebell I should get, again, depends on what you can handle. 5 pound, 10 pound, 20 pound, 30 pound, 40 pound, anything you can get, depends on what you can handle, right? Your grip is very important. People think I have a weak grip. Your grip is only as strong as your shoulder and your arms can be. Your hand will only hold what your shoulders can tolerate. A lot of people do not know that, right? Your brain cannot grip more than what your shoulders can handle. So that's important to know. It's motor control more than anything else. Kettlebell workouts. So here again, the copyright goes to that lady in there. I forgot her name there, and also this one is also from Darby. So this is not my original pictures or my creations. So I just want to be clear about that. I just want to show you some variations of what are the possibilities out there, right, to do with kettlebell. So if you see that in the center exercises there, she's doing some focusing on the abs with kettlebell. Like, what are the different things? My favorite exercise in the clinic is kettlebell swings. I do kettlebell swings a lot. It's a whole body workout, and it's a great rotator cuff exercise. A lot of people do not know that. Oh, rotator cuff, I was doing this, right? Because it's a rotator cuff. No, you're wrong. Don't think rotator cuff's main work is to rotate, right? The main job of the rotator cuff is to approximate your humeral head into the fossa, the shallow fossa of the shoulder joint, right? And when will you ask the muscle to approximate? When will you ask it to activate motor control? When you distract. How do you distract? It's like I'm showing too much. You're not going to distract that much. How am I going to gently distract my shoulder joint so I can activate my shoulder rotator cuff to kind of contract or work to kind of take it compress? How do I do it? Kettlebell, right? If you take your kettlebell and you just swing it out, when you go here with the momentum, you are causing a mild distraction in your shoulder joint. Suddenly what you're saying, your brain is activating, oh, that shoulder is distracting very gently. Let's activate the rotator cuff to compress, because that's the job of the rotator cuff. So that's a great rotator cuff exercise. If you have a shoulder problem, if you're okay with your, you clear with your physiotherapist and your healthcare practitioner, you're okay to do that. Once you get the clearance, kettlebell swings is an awesome exercise for your shoulder. Okay, we are going away from the topic here. So yeah, you can see some of examples of the kettlebell exercises that beautiful lady is showing there. You can see what are the different things you can do. And also halo is one of the favorite thing I do. You can do a halo from here, right? Halo exercises you can do. You can also do from the, like, you know, around the waist. You can do kettlebell swings. You can do goblet squats with the kettlebell. You can do a Turkish get up. So many things you can see. You know, so many, like, there's so much information out there how to work out with kettlebells. You can educate yourself, or you can subscribe to someone, or you can buy a DVD, or you can read a good book about kettlebells. So there's so much information out there, but again, do what is appropriate for you, right? And another example I given in the black and white here, the 4 rounds, like, you know, you have a whole bunch of kettlebell exercises with the repetitions, and doing 4 rounds of that can be just your workout, right? You can do goblet cleans and then body weight squats without the kettlebell swings, toe taps, again kettlebell swings, body weight squats, and goblet cleans. It's kind of giving you an idea, okay, I can even structure like that, right? So you got some idea about kettlebell workouts. And also don't forget, in our clinics with our patient population, we do a lot of lift, carry, push, pulls with kettlebells, because a lot of people do not lift, carry, push, pull. That is basic fundamental thing of our human body. Our body is kind of structured and created for that purpose. A lot of people don't do that because they're too sedentary, or there is no lifting and pulling and pushing and squatting and lunging in their workout. So we kind of incorporate that in the workout here. So please lift, pull, push, squat, lunge. You know, especially also overhead. Because a lot of our lifestyle is here, no? Everything is here in front of us. We hardly do overhead activities. Like, ask yourself the question right now. How many times in a day my arm is going above my shoulder, right? Maybe if your plates are up in the cupboard, once in a day if you go up there, if you can, right? So that's all. But we have so many muscle groups to work overhead, right? So, and you know, we all know that we all came from monkeys. Our ancestors, which are monkeys, they're always hanging from the trees. Okay, it's called brachiation, right? So our system is still very well developed, our muscular system, to do this hanging, because that's why pull-ups and things like that is very important. That whole system of your grip strength, your facial chain coming from your arm into the shoulder blade and going into the shoulder blade, ribs, and all the way to the pelvis and continuing the lunge. Our facial system and muscular system are still there for pulling yourself up and hanging from the rod or the tree or branches or whatever it is. So those things we have to incorporate a little bit, make it more fun, right? So those are some kettlebell home workout. Next, I told you about, you do not need a treadmill or you know, a bicycle for cardio. You can do cardio with the kettlebell itself. So I put this slide here. The credit goes to, you see the website down here, nourishmove.com. So this picture credit goes to them. So you see an example of the lady doing kettlebell cardio. So you see that positioning from here, you come up there, you go down, and then go from here, go to the other side, you come down, right? She's doing that single chops kind of a thing. You do that for 40 seconds and you check your heart rate, how it is. I've done some of those things and it really increases your heart rate as equal to you're running on the treadmill or doing a bike in a good speed. So there's some ideas here. You can see she's doing that to use as a cardio. So you can also do cardio with that. Again, if you don't have a space or a money or infrastructure to do treadmill or bike or elliptical, there you go. With your dumbbell or kettlebell, you can do your cardio, right? It's all about the tempo. Next, dumbbell. It's another lovely piece of equipment. I mean, dumbbells lost its luster a little bit after kettlebell came in, I would say, but they both have their own benefits and they both work differently, right? So it's nice to have both of them, a pair of both, right? So I just put an example here for that. The credit for that slide goes to experimentwellness.com. I kind of took that from that to kind of show you guys what kind of a circuit you can develop for the dumbbell workout, right? You can see that circuit 1, circuit 2, circuit 3 with the dumbbells, how we can do. So even though it's mentioned lateral raise in that thing, I'm not a big fan of lateral raise of the dumbbell or the kettlebell, because when you even raise your arms sideways a little bit, you impinge the supraspinatus tendon a little bit. I do not usually like to load the supraspinatus tendon with the heavy weight on the side. So personally, I'm not a big fan of forward raises and the lateral raises. I would work my deltoid and other muscles a little bit differently. But if you don't have any shoulder issues and if you screened it, it's all good. You can try, but I would not recommend heavy lateral raises or heavy forward raises. Forward raise at least better, but lateral raises, heavy ones, I would not suggest it clinically as a clinician. But personal trainers might differ from me, but it's all up to how you are, right? And dumbbell rows is very good, and weighted lunges with dumbbells on both sides. So you're doing forward lunge, side lunges, dynamic lunges, backward lunges. So many things you can do with the kettlebells. And that's kind of a 3 different circuits you do, and then repeat that 3 times. So then your dumbbell workout is done. It's kind of mostly working on everything. You're working on your upper body, lower body, everything, your core and everything in that area. So you can incorporate some of those. And you see, I love that picture, and dumbbells are lying around there, but if you have a nice strong cutting board and 2 small kids, and that's all you need to do your exercises. But be careful though, I'm not suggesting you should do that. I just put it for fun, okay? Now, workout journal. It is kind of for your accountability, right? You need to have, you can sometimes use the apps also, the different apps, but I love the best pen and paper. I'm kind of old school, you can call it. Just pen and paper. You can kind of mark everything there. First, have a baseline record, your name, how much you weigh, what's your body mass index, what's your waist circumference, what's your height, what is your goal. Keep very reliable goal which you can achieve, right? Even as simple as, okay, I want to lose 2 pounds this month, right? I want to lose 1 inch of my waist this month. Simple goals, right? Don't go very profound goals. It'll be very hard. So as long as you make small steps, it's good enough, right? Have a baseline record, have your goals, have your baseline record, and then track your progress, right? So weigh yourself. This nice weighing scale is called Fit Tracker. I think it's about $150 or $200 in Amazon. It comes with an app, so you stand on it, it shows your weight, and also it kind of scans everything and says what's your BMI, what's your body fat percentage, what's your visceral fat, how's your metabolism, and what's your metabolic age, and it kind of gives all the details. That's kind of a good electronic tracking system as well. So if you can get it, if you can afford it to buy a Fit Tracker, it's a good thing too. Or just just pen and paper and weighing yourself, measuring yourself, it's good enough as well. So I kind of couple of sample. There are some diaries which is already pre-printed for exercises as well, but I'm not a big fan of that because you're going to design what works for you. So just a blank sheet is good enough. So you can see in the bottom how to chart or how to keep record of your workouts, how many reps, how many sets, and how you're going to do it, and what is your goal, and what's your date, and everything. Very simple things you can do. Right? So have a baseline record, track your progress, and stay accountable. That's very, very, very important. Okay. Now you're going to ask how many sets or reps I should do each of them. I told you it depends on what your goal is. Is your goal is to build your strength? Are you going to build muscle? Are you going to be endurance? Or are you going to do everything in one? Right? So then you're going to use the descending ladder approach. Right? If you're going to improve strength, you're going to find out what's your maximum. 1 repetition maximum and 10 repetition maximum, which is how much you can maximum lift in 1 time and 10 times. And again, you can take some professional help with your physiotherapist or your personal trainers to kind of identify those factors. And you can do, or you can lift and see what you can handle. For strength, you usually go a little bit heavier, 1 to 5 reps, and then for muscle building, you go a little bit lower weight, and then you can do 6 to 12 reps. And for endurance, you go a little bit lower weights and go a lot more reps for endurance, right? 15, 20 reps, you can go for it. But if you want to address everything in one thing, you can go descending ladder approach, I call it. So you can do a first set with 15 reps, second set with 12, third with 10, then 8, and then 6 and 4. So in that way, you address everything as well. You can also change weights in between if you want to. You can play with it. A lot of factors you can play with it, right? So there is no fixed sets on reps is good for you. Again, it depends what you want to achieve. You want to achieve a neural change or a metabolic change. So you can see it in the slide there. So for a neural change, you wanted to do fewer reps, right? And more sets. And for metabolic change, you want to do more reps per set and fewer sets. So kind of a little bit of a rest period also. For neural, you take a longer rest, and for metabolic, you take shorter rest. So it depends on what kind of changes you want to achieve in your body, right? And based on that, you alter the rest and the sets and the reps, okay? And also, again, you can always come back to the slide from the website if you want to take more notes about it. Now, how many exercises should I do for each muscle? So how do I work out that way? So this is a slide for that, right? So you want to really work on the mirror muscles or work on specific muscle groups, you can do some isolation exercises, biceps curls, triceps curls, chest and separately. But compound exercises work more than one muscle group. I prefer that way, right? And also functional patterns approach, right? So that's what I talked about: lift, pull, push, carry, overhead, and squats and lunges. A lot of functional patterns, working a lot of muscle groups. That's your compound exercise. Here you can see a guy doing a deadlift. See how many muscles are working when you do the deadlift, right? So many muscles, right from the top all the way to your legs. So that's a better workout than doing 300 biceps curls. Unless you want big pipes, you want to look very good on the biceps, you can do that. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I'm not discouraging isolated muscle work, but it doesn't serve much purpose compared to your compound muscle work. Next, we talked about all the exercises and everything, and I want to address really two important things which you always neglect, right? Your sleep and nutrition. Sleep. After this smartphone age, the sleep is the one which is taking a big beating. Myself also, I also vulnerable for that. I'm just forcing myself to put the phone down much away from where I am and close my eyes, because that blue light from the phone is not good for you. It affects your circadian rhythm and also melatonin productions. So, if you're using phone on your bed, have some lights coming in, not to be whole dark bedroom and just a phone light glaring at your eyes, which is not good for you. And I put some tips here. This is from American Heart Association. The credit goes to them. There's a copyrighted slide from them. Some really good tips. I thought I would share that with you from that beautiful slide. Move it. The first thing is keep your phone away from the bed. And even sometimes if your bedroom is upstairs, leave the phone down with your charging on and then go to bed. Don't even worry about it. Unless you keep alarm, then keep it far away. Then dim the light, go to the night mode. And also there are some apps which can give you the dimming effect of the screen as well. Then set it, I mean alarm not only to wake up, alarm to go to bed. Set up alarm at 10 o'clock to go to bed. A lot of people think alarm is only to wake up, but you can set alarm to go to bed as well. Having a strict routine on the sleep hygiene. You need to have at least 7 to 8 hours of good sleep. That's very important. A lot of patients when I ask about the sleeping patterns, I always ask that question during my assessment. 5 to 6 hours, a lot of people are doing it. Even some people less than that. I saw one kid with a lot of neck issues and kind of radiating pain into the arm. He's very young, he's 20. And I asked him about his sleep. He said maximum 5 hours. And he thought that was okay. The first thing I changed, I counseled him to get 7 hours of sleep. That's my first thing. No point, whatever treatment I'm giving, exercise I'm giving, it's not going to help him if he keeps sleeping at 5 hours. So as a clinicians, we are looking at your whole thing, not just your musculoskeletal health and pain and dysfunction and movement only. If you're not addressing sleep and nutrition, you're not addressing your health. You're not addressing your fitness. Sleep is part of your fitness. So that's why I'm emphasizing to get some good sleep. And also block all the notifications. That's the one thing. The whole night you want your phone to go ting, 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 ting. Please block all your notifications. Get some good rest sleep in the night time. Okay. Do not put your phone next to your pillow. Even there's a lot of research showing the radioactive waves next to you, it's not good for you. So keep it away from where you're sleeping. And nutrition, again, you have to consult a nutrition dietitian for get proper self plan for yourself. Or general thing, you make sure you have a lot of vegetables included and proteins and carbohydrate, depends on your whether you're endomorph, mesomorph or ectomorph, and what is your goal is and what is your weight goal and what is your fitness goal. Depends on that, you can work on it. And a lot of times make sure you take enough protein. That's very important, especially when you're doing a lot of strength building exercises, you're motivated to do more fitness. Ideally they say you need to have a 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight, right? But if you're really doing a lot of strength training and everything like that, you can go up to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. Again, you can talk to your personal trainer and your nutritionist to kind of structure the protein intake for you and take enough protein in that. And Carbohydrates always got a bad rap about it. You can limit your carbohydrate. And again, I'm not a dietitian, so you can consult them to follow those things. But make sure you eat enough protein in your diet. That's important, right? So next thing is, let's not think about, oh, I'm fat, I have this, I have the love handle, this like that, and that fatness to fitness. We have to change our mindset a little bit, right? So we have to talk about fitness is more important than weight. I wanted you guys get into that mindset there. Yes, looking good is different. It gives you a different psychology when you look at yourself in the mirror. But having a little bit of thing, it's okay. So, fitness is more important than weight. Let's focus on appearance than functional fitness. That's important. And we have to give yourself some credit. So be, less critical about yourself. And as long as you're functionally fit, it's okay to have a little bit of weight here and there. Okay, don't be very hard on yourself. That's very important. That picture shows a simple kind of a functional exercise, the functional fitness exercise, just using how you're changing the body form and using a simple equipment to do it, right? Next thing is your kids' fitness. Don't forget that, right? You have to work on that as well from the young age. A lot of our kids are getting a little bit lazier and a little bit more weight, especially online schooling, being at home, they're eating more snacks and stuff like that. Ask yourself, does our kids get enough exercise? For the kids, they're recommending at least 60 minutes of a good activity every day. Are they getting that now? You have to ask yourself, or develop a workout plan for them too. Make it more fun, do it together, or give them a plan to work out as well. Or consult a physiotherapist or a trainer to develop a program for them too. When we do exercises, we become the role model for our kids. So when your kids see you exercising every day, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, they see that, and you can slowly, hey, you want to join me, you want to do this, you want to try that. They get motivated, and it's fun to do exercise with them. And I'm trying it out at my home as well with my 10-year-old son. So encourage them, and you become a role model. You make them more fitter. And play, perfect doesn't exist, but you're happy and healthy does exist. So go out and play. All I'm asking is 2.5 hours out of 168 hours in a week. You calculate how much percentage it is. It's very, very less. It's not as much as you think. But the dedication and commitment and sustainability and accountability is very important. And also don't think working out. Working out, the term itself sounds like, oh, it's kind of work, right? Think about playing out. You're doing playing, right? That kind of thing. And it's very important than how we feel inside, than how we look outside, right? So that's important. Your inner peace and that mindfulness also very important for you. So reach out to the inner child and play. Now we have a couple of audience questions actually. Diane from Beaumont asked, we have a clinic in Beaumont as well, by the way. It's Impact Sport and Physio Clinic. So Diane from Beaumont asked how to do a proper squat. Because squat, when personal trainers teach squat, they teach little differently than a physiotherapist. But I just said, make sure you do proper squat. The slide shows you a lot of people have a rounded back. They start with the flexed knee and then go from there, like this, doing squat. You don't use too much of a trunk. Squat is more hip, knee, ankle activity than the trunk activity. So keep your trunk as straight as possible. You can even put your arms like this and maintain that, or I would always go for overhead squat. So keeping the overhead squat, keeping your trunk up, even you can hold on to the broom or something and try to go for the squat, right? So try to keep your trunk as straight as possible. Don't go too much and stick your butt out. So those are the do's and don'ts of the good squat program in there. Yeah, you can watch in that one. And we have another question actually. That's, I think, Matt from Edmonton. He asked how to train for a proper deadlift technique, because deadlift is an exercise. A lot of people get hurt, their back and the knees and hips, and I see a lot of them. And if you want to train for deadlift, you have to first practice your hip hinge. You should be able to hinge at your hips nicely all the way down. Practice that first before you lift anything. Then you make sure your lower back is not hyperextended or rounded. That picture, you see that. You have to keep it as neutral as possible, not rounded back or hyperextended back. I see a lot of people hyperextended there. You're still putting so much pressure on you, right? And then in the technique is described in the next slide here. Again, the copyright is for Fitwear. And that's why I took the slide to show you guys this correct technique. Keep the bar as closest to your knee, bend from your hips, and then just lift with your glutes and the shoulder and go up straight. Okay? And keep the bar close to the hip. And one very, very important mistake you should know, a lot of people do, you cannot squat to do deadlift. Please stop squatting your deadlifts. A lot of people do squat their deadlifts. So that's something. So hip hinge is the key. Practice hip hinge. Take professional help with a physiotherapist or a personal trainer. if you don't know how to hip hinge properly. If you don't hip hinge properly, do not do deadlift, please. So that comes to the end of our episodes here, the first episode of year. I'm so excited. So you take a pen and paper, you develop your self-screen, you do your workout plan. If you need any questions, call me and ask, and have a wonderful 2021 with lots of sweat in the good way, and joy and peace. And there's another episode coming out this month in a couple of weeks. We are going to do 2 episodes a month. So we're going to do 24 for the season 2, 24 episodes the season 2, which is this year, the famous 2021. So if you have any questions, if you want some topics you want me to touch upon, you want to have any questions, giri@physioshow.ca, and all the episodes are in physioshow.ca. Our YouTube page is Ask Giri the Physio Show. Go watch the episode, subscribe, you'll get notification. We also have a Facebook page, Ask Giri the Physio Show. Go watch it, share it with your friends, and also like and subscribe to us. This is very useful information, I hope, and then you can always share with your friends and family, educate them, and make them understand the importance of 2.5 hours in 168 hours per week, and keep moving and be happy. Love you guys. Bye. See ya.